have already told you guys the importance of having a business plan and what those benefits are. So now let's talk about the 7 essential sections that you need in your business plan and explain them a little bit better. Section 1 is always going to be the executive summary. So this should be a concise overview of what your business plan is going to be. Make sure it's real well written. This is kind of like the grabber. So you want to grab the attention of whoever you are handing your business plan to. So they should know in a very short summary what this is going to be about. Make sure you include your business name, the address, the products and services that you will be offering, your vision statements, and also make the business plan specific to whoever you're about to hand it to. If you're going to hand it to an investor, make sure you are mentioning that investor in the business plan as well. Section 2 needs to be your company description. So this is going to be like a bird's eye view of who you are, what your company is, and how you operate, and what are your goals going to be for your company. This should also include what type of business entity you are, whether that's a corporation, sole proprietorship, LLC. It needs to have a brief history of the nature of your business, and it should also overview the products and services that you're selling or offering. This is also going to be the part of your business plan that is a summary of your growth thus far and where you are projecting to go from this point. The third I can't talk, but all right. The third section needs to be the products and services section. So this is where you're going to clearly describe what you're selling or what service you're offering and what the benefits to the customer will be. Make sure you focus on the benefits that your customers will get from the product or service. This should also include the suppliers. It needs to focus on the product or service costs, and it needs to focus on the net revenue of the sale of the product or service. Make sure you include any copyright or patents that are available, and make sure you have a detailed description of the product or service that emphasizes customer benefit. So part 4 is going to be market analysis. This market analysis is where you're going to show your knowledge of the industry. This is also where you're going to point out your target audience and industry description and outlook. This is pretty much where all your research is going to go. It also isn't a bad idea to have a detailed evaluation of your competitors, listing their strengths and weaknesses and how you compare to that competitor as well. 5 is going to be strategy and implementation. This section is going to be you basically summarizing your sales and marketing strategy and how you plan on implementing them in your day-to-day operations. This should include an explanation of how you're going to promote your business, how much your product and services is going to cost for distribution, promoting, marketing, all of that. It needs to include the data operating hours and as much information on the sources of services that you're going to be getting, and the number of employees that you'll have as well. You also need to make sure you include details about cost, promotion, and distribution in this section. Is going to be operation and management team. In this section, you're going to want to outline your company's organization structure, identify the owners, identify the management team, and the board of directors. So in this section, you should include an organizational chart with the descriptions of each department and key employees in each department. It would also be a good idea to have a profile for each manager that you have in your company, what their roles are, and exactly what they would be responsible for. Last but not least, section 7. This is going to be the financial plan and projection section. So this last section, I advise that you do it with a certified accountant so you guys can go over your market analysis, and basically with your accountant, it will help you set goals and projections for the upcoming quarters, however you guys go about doing it. I do mine quarterly based instead of annually. Make sure you guys come up with very realistic projections. You don't want to overestimate and you don't want to underestimate either. So with your accountant, make sure you come up with some realistic financial goals and projections before you present your business plan to anyone, and make sure everything is attainable for your company. Give yourself a little wiggle room. That's one thing I did learn. Make sure you have a little wiggle room when you're going into the financial projections aspect of it, because you will be held accountable for whatever you are trying to, for whatever you said that you could produce. So make sure you give yourself enough wiggle room to, maneuver how you need to. And this also needs to include a brief analysis of your financial data. And also your financial statements as well. This video helped you guys out. I love y'all and talk to y'all soon. Thank you for subscribing to me, Clovers.